My name's Catherine Hayes. I'm the Head of Measurement Analysis at the National Fraud Authority.
Thanks, Catherine. Just a few questions on the back of your presentation. It would appear that charities seem largely quite unaware of the possibility of fraud. Is there something that we can do to make them slightly more aware, and what can they do to protect themselves?
There is an issue of raising awareness amongst charities and across many organisations within the UK. Two places where charities can go to help inform themselves about how to protect themselves from becoming a victim of fraud are Action Fraud, which is the website for the National Fraud Reporting Centre. There's lots of information there on how to understand what types of fraud there may be, how you can protect yourselves against them, both for individuals and for organisations. And the Charity Commission has an online compliance toolkit including a chapter on fraud and financial crime.
Excellent. Now, is there a reluctance within charities to sort of admit or report fraud with regards to, obviously money coming from donors and charity reputation, that sort of thing?
To a certain extent, yes, and that is understandable. And there's a general reluctance across all types of organisations to admit to fraud. Fundamentally, with smaller organisations, I think they simply aren't looking for it, never mind not admitting to it, because charities in particular are heavily reliant on the trust of volunteers and other people working with them, and so they're not aware that there are less than honourable people out there who may be defrauding them, professionals using deception to abuse their position of trust.
And for those who have been a victim of fraud, what's the correct procedure? We heard that a lot of people go straight to the bank. Where should they be reporting this initially?
It depends on the type of fraud. If it's specifically to do with the misuse of a credit card or something like that, then the bank needs to be informed, as usually it's the bank that's the victim, not the charity. In other cases, the Action Fraud, the National Fraud Reporting Centre, is encouraging that all individuals and small organisations, including charities, report instances of fraud to them. They'll get a crime reference number and some supporting advice on how to prevent themselves from becoming victims in the future. But if it is also material and necessary that needs to be reported to the Charity Commission under their guidelines, then that still needs to happen as well. Then it's not that Action Fraud replaces the Charity Commission in any way.
Right, okay. And you talked about some of the youth charities and issues with technology. Is there a particular concern if you're more reliant on new technology? Does that open up new problems?
It is. Fraudsters are very sophisticated individuals. They are using the internet and technology in ever more sophisticated ways. It's an enabler to get to people. Young people need to be aware that it might happen to them, that they need to take necessary precautions to protect their identity, to protect their personal details when they're shopping online, to make sure that the website they're shopping on is a genuine one and not a sham. There are a lot of people out there trying to take advantage, and it's just good to be aware and streetwise.
Okay, and now that you've finished presenting, what are you most looking forward to for the rest of the day?
Oh, that's a difficult one. Looking forward to listening to all the other speakers. In particular, there's a speaker later on in the day who's talking about the use of the internet for charities, how it's a good way to reach more donors, to reach more users, but also how it's a highway to fraud and error. So I'll be interested in hearing about that.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time, Catherine.